What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancel Thoughts. It's your boy Better Days here. Today's story is one that I actually wanted to cover a few months ago when we first heard about it, but I wasn't able to ever really get to it. But very recently, Sebastian Telfair, who is a former NBA basketball player, went on the Pivot podcast where he talks about his fall from grace and how he lost $20 million. Before I get into it, though, guys, if I, by the end of this video, earn you guys a subscription, do me a solid and like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. It only takes a couple of seconds and it helps out more than you guys realize. That being said, let's get right into it.
What did they get right versus, what did they get wrong?
It was new to all of us.
Right.
A lot of people was sensitive. There was a couple of people hating. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't understand as a kid, like people envy you no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying? Especially that type of success. It's like the real success. It ain't like the half of success. It's like you want a Benz, swipe type of success. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold $100,000 type of success. You know what I'm saying? So.
And your stupidity was actually giving them the $100,000 to hold, knowing that you were never, ever going to see that $100,000 again. See, one of the issues that I have with a lot of people is that most people care a lot more than they should about what other people think of them. If somebody asks you, if somebody even has the audacity to ask you for $100,000, you should know right then and there that this person is looking at you as a wallet, okay? People don't even have the audacity to ask me for anything even resembling that amount. Like, are you high? Like, obviously I'm not somebody at that scale who has that type of money or whatever, but I'm saying even like at a lower level, which I'm on, people don't have the audacity to ask me for like $1,000 because they know exactly what I'm going to say to them. And it's going to be,
shut the fuck up.
What do you need it for, number one? And number two, what bad decisions have you made to land you in the situation that you're currently in right now to where you're having to ask somebody to borrow an amount of money that you know is not convenient for them to give you in the first place?
So, people get to hating on you also. But my family got it right by protecting me in a way where they was like, man, we just want to make sure you okay at the end of the day. And right now, I'm okay. I'm alive and well. I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot more life to do. So they was more worried about the world swallowing me up and really swallowing me up, and I'm not having me. But as far as the business part of it, we struggled a little bit as a unit. We didn't give ourselves time to grow. We was like, we got drafted. We got the Adidas contract. Like, yeah, especially me. Because my ego, I wanted it to be like overnight where it's like, all right, what do it look like when you got some money and, you know what I'm saying, you successful? What do it look like? So your mother got a house, everybody got cars, you look a certain way, et cetera, et cetera. I wanted that overnight. And my family did also. And
you're not smart. That's what this boils down to. You're not smart. You wanted a house. Okay, cool. Everybody wanted a car. Okay. Why can't everybody finance or pay for their own cars? Why does it have to be on your dime? Like, at the end of the day, people think that once they hit a big score, like let's say 10 or $20 million or whatever, it means they have to stop being financially responsible. And $10 to $20 million can be spent. Let's just be 100% honest about this, especially in the world that we live in that helps people spend their money in every which way possible. $10 to $20 million can be spent very, very easily if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily prioritize financial responsibility. People like this, to me, are the suckers that are out there who are making the billionaires richer every single day. Because it's like, you hit a big score. The next thing that you're supposed to be doing is trying to figure out how to preserve that money, trying to figure out how to grow that money.
Period.
Not trying to figure out how you're going to flaunt and show other people that you got this money. People at the end of the day already know you got that money because you are an NBA basketball player. The contracts are literally announced to the public. They know. And from what he said there, he said he got an Adidas contract as well. So what I want to really know is, was the $20 million just from the NBA money, or was it in totality factoring in the Adidas contract? Because from what we know, even from where once Sebastian Telfair was in the NBA, I think he left the NBA in like 2016 or whatever, a contract even for a guy who wasn't a star in the NBA was at minimum per year somewhere in the neighborhood of like $3 to $4 million. So I would be very hard pressed to to believe that the entire $20 million was factoring in the Adidas contract as well. I think the amount of money that you actually made was probably more so in the region of like $25 to $30 million. And for you to have lost that amount of money, even factoring in that you had to pay taxes and agent fees or whatever, let's say you pocketed the $20 million and you paid $10 million in taxes or whatever. There is no excuse for you to be broke and living back in the projects, which is what we found out that he was living in like a couple of months ago.
Got to understand that that's a process. No matter if you have $1 billion, it's still a process to find a house, furnish a house, find a car you like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Get a wardrobe, just kind of find out what business you want to invest in, et cetera, et cetera. It takes time, and we was in a rush just being unexperienced.
You didn't invest in any businesses, otherwise you wouldn't be broke nowadays. Again, it goes back to, who are you doing all of this for? People do not care. People will come around and they will come and help you spend your money, and the minute you don't have that money anymore, they will be gone like they never existed. Like, that's the world that we live in now. Like, who are you flaunting all this money for? Going to go get a wardrobe? Like, how much clothes do you need? Like, real talk. How much do you need? All you need is a few outfits, a couple of shoes. If you want to get more than one car, okay, get yourself 2 relatively inexpensive cars and get yourself a house, okay? If you want to buy mom a house, okay, get mom a house. Every single person in your family doesn't need to get a house. Every single person in your family doesn't need to get a car. Like, what are we talking about here?
Everybody always says, people ran through it. They called me the pocket watcher on the show. I know you've seen at least 20. I don't know the big picture, really what you've seen, but you've seen 20 grown men. Like, don't just say bad investments. Like, how did you run through 20? I never saw 20. And just thinking about it, like, my thing when I see dudes and I'm talking to them, I'm like, bro, if you got 10, then you got 8, then you got 6, then you got 4, then you got 800,000. Like, you can see that money leaving. Like, at one point, then you try to adjust. Like, something is going wrong with this financial plan.
And that's a good question, bro. Like, it's clearly ignorance, bro. These people are dumb. They think once they get a super large amount of money, they can just buy whatever the hell they want. Doesn't matter how expensive it is, and they'll just keep having money, not realizing that money is dwindling down slowly but surely.
That's a good question. And no excuse. No excuse. So I played 10 years. You said I made 20. We all know about Uncle Sam, right? So what's that, 10?
10.
Right? So that's about $1 million a year.
Yeah.
That ain't no money. That's the real truth. The real truth is I ain't really make no money. Mm-hmm. I really ain't make no money. So people are like, oh, I don't understand how you gonna go crazy from, I'm like, I ain't make Floyd Mayweather and no money. I didn't make the type of money where it's like, I'm gonna go crazy because I don't have it today.
See, listening to these people talk, you really get a sense of just how much of a bubble that they live in. Because when you're an average person hearing stuff like this, you just want to go through the screen and slap the shit out of these people. Like, when I heard like Odell Beckham talking about $100 million wasn't a lot of money a few weeks ago, I was like, what the fuck are you? Do you realize that the average person, most average people at that, will never ever in their lives see $1 million? Let alone you as somebody who was privileged enough to get anywhere over $5 million. If at any point in your life you've had more than $5 or $10 million in your account and right now you are broke, that's on you, bro. You can be living in the street for all I care, okay? Some people fall on hard times and they lose a job or whatever and they wind up in the street. I have sympathy for those people because life throws things at you left and right and sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. But you as somebody who was made multi-millions of dollars, you going broke, bro, get fucked. I'm not trying to hear none of that.
That's the real truth. If you do the math, that's $1 million a year. It's even hard. That's you got to be a real strategic dude making $1 million a year and thinking you're gonna end up, with everything on earth.
And you taking care of the family.
I got 14 brothers and sisters that I love with all my heart. I got a mother and a father. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot on us. But the real truth with the money part of it is we ain't make enough money for it to be sitting the way it's supposed to be sitting. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the real answer to that. But
You had 14 brothers and sisters. They didn't have jobs. They didn't work. Like, did they all just quit their jobs the minute you made it to the NBA and they started living off of you? And if you're stupid enough to actually allow them to do so without understanding that your money isn't enough to support an entire village of people like that, then again, your stupidity is the one that you have to really look at here. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't make enough money. Bro, there is no way in hell that if I made 10 or 20 million dollars, I would ever go broke. Like, just being able to live off the interest of having $10 million in a bank alone should, like, you should be sitting pretty off of that.
I invested in Philippe Childs. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing, when I first got to the league, I was on the path to do, you know what I'm saying, the right things. You know what I'm saying? So I was on the right path. I just got knocked off the path of, you know, sitting here with, you know, $275 million cash right now.
The way that you don't.
All right, I'm going to pretty much end the video there because I don't necessarily want to hear what Ryan Clark has to say. It's just going to kind of be like roundabouts if I'm being 100% honest. But the final thing that I want to say is I'm somebody who is considered cheap or whatever for who I am and how much money that I make or whatever. But the thing that I don't understand with a lot of people is that you can call me cheap. You can say whatever you want about me. It's not going to change how I live my life because I understand at the end of the day that if I'm unable to sustain myself and afford what nobody is going to come and save me, okay? At the end of the day, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself in your life. It is nobody else's responsibility. If you fall on hard times, yes, we all want to believe that we live in this utopia or whatever where people actually deeply care about you and the systems that we have in place should be able to take care of you or whatever. The reality of it is that, no, it is your responsibility fundamentally at the end of the day to sustain yourself, to keep a roof over your head, to keep food in your mouth, and to keep clothes on your back. It is nobody else's responsibility. So if somebody calls you cheap, call me cheap. I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, I know that I'm not going to be broke. Like, I'm not going to be out here asking somebody else for God knows how much money because I was stupid enough to not invest or stupid enough to spend my money on things that I knew that I didn't need. I still live my life right now the way that I lived my life before I started making a little bit more money. For anybody who to try to tell me that, oh, I need to start upgrading my lifestyle because I started making a little bit more money, those people are the people who are in the, let's call it 90% of people right now who don't even have $1,000 to cover an emergency. Like, why are you listening to those people anyway? Like, let's just be 100% honest about it. I just had to get that off my chest because it's something that I notice a lot of average people say, and you sit there and you wonder why these people never are able to really progress to higher levels of socioeconomic statuses. But then they say things like, spend some money. It's like, okay, these things are just contradictory, but I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this. If you are somebody who is actually a high net worth individual and you happen to stumble across this video, let me know in the comments down below if life is really that hard for you guys, okay? As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate you.
If you liked what you heard today, do me a solid and like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really do help out the channel a lot, guys. And if you didn't like what you heard, thanks for allowing me to occupy your time. Consider leaving a comment in the comments down below letting me know exactly what it was that you disagreed with, and maybe we could talk about it. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pressing play on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.